The Friend is such a beautiful, wholesome episode of the Doris Day Show. This is the third episode of the first season, and this aired originally in 1968. It's directed by Bob Sweeney. And I'm not going to spoil the narrative too much by going into any specific details, but I will talk about it in a roundabout way so I can share my views without giving any spoilers. But if for whatever reason you haven't seen this episode, I thoroughly recommend it. It's absolutely beautiful. Mr. Digby has been appointed faculty advisor for the milk fund drive at the children's school, and he tells Doris Martin, of course played by Doris Day, that their pledge to donate 200 pints of milk a day for the school hasn't worked out, and the reason it hasn't worked out is actually very entertaining. It involves bingo cards, and I won't say any more than that, but it was the way the line was delivered, this explanatory line about bingo was just so matter of fact that it amused me a lot. And they decide to come up with a campaign where they will take a picture of a family, a traditional all-American family, if you like, to use it to help with advertising. And they want to photograph a farm-based family because obviously they're advertising milk. And Doris's family is chosen, but there's a problem. Doris only has two boys, and the average family has, I believe they said, 3.8 children. So she somehow has to find two daughters. And the way they resolve that part of the problem makes perfect sense. I thought it was really lovely and very effective. The first daughter, no problems at all. The second daughter, I I won't say anything about her, but I'll say that the photographer refused to take a picture with this child in the picture. And the way Doris responded to that I thought was fabulous. And the message that it delivered, particularly when it pertained to the consumption of milk and the kinds of people who drank milk, I thought was just so pure and so wholesome and absolutely beautiful. And such an important message as well. Um, Obviously, I can see where the photographer was coming from. You want to sell something that the majority of people will be able to believe and actually buy into. If something kind of stands out as being not as expected, it may instill an element of distrust, which is wrong, but we are preconditioned to think this way. And I realise what I'm saying might not make any sense if you've seen the episode, but hopefully if you've seen the episode, you know what I'm trying to say without actually spoiling it. But I just loved kind of the message, the whole message of the film. And I loved how sweet and innocent it was that they were just talking about advertising milk. Sitcoms would rarely do anything like this, at least without injecting, some kind of smut or dark humor into it these days. This would be so, for the most part, sitcoms today wouldn't tackle something quite so, dare I say, basic. Basic, not in the sense that the narrative is simple and not well developed, because it definitely is, but basic in the sense that it is wholesome and wonderful. And I really thoroughly enjoyed it. The whole thing about the. Honestly, one of my favourite lines is when a certain object was missing under the hay. I'm not going to tell you what it was because when it was revealed what the missing object was, I found it to be really amusing. And I did find the delivery of a lot of the comedy in this was just spot on and absolutely fabulous across the board. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I loved what the children represented, this beautiful innocence. It's such a fabulous episode. Really thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm only 3 episodes into the Doris Day Show, and it's everything I need. I think it's everything we all need. It's funny, it's entertaining, it's beautifully shot. The scripts, from what I've experienced so far, very well written. The delivery of dialogue and of comedy is spot on, and yet it's so basic. And I'm going to use that word again. It's wholesome. And it's everything that life should be. And it's exactly what I need in my life just now. And given how chaotic everything is in the world at the moment, I think it's something everybody could benefit from. It's just a shame that the box set is quite rare, cost me quite a bit of money to get it imported. I believe you can actually buy this on Amazon, season by season, but I think it costs a lot more to buy it digitally than it does to buy the box set. But if you want to sample it, that's a brilliant way of doing it. And certainly The Friend is a beautiful episode that I truly adored. I'm just so excited for the rest of the season and for the rest of the show. Really, truly fantastic.